Ever since webcams have been around, people have been pointing them at strange and unusual things. Some live streams are truly amazing. You can watch the Northern Lights, the famous Abbey Road street crossing, and all kinds of other fascinating and famous sights in real time. Or you can spend your free time checking out these, some of the absolute weirdest live streams on the internet. South Korea's cats have a bit of an image problem. Far from being seen as cuddly but sometimes aloof companions like in the States, South Korea's kitties have a reputation as pests that carry disease and bad luck, and strays are sometimes dealt with in a cruel and inhumane manner. But one livestream is doing its part to rehabilitate this image. It's called Cats Myeokbong, and it's basically just a feed of an eating area for stray cats, or as the stream's owner puts it, a cat restaurant. It began when a man from a small mountain village put out some scraps for a neighborhood stray, but it quickly ballooned into a feline smorgasbord. He now estimates that there are 17 cats who routinely eat at his feeding spot. The webcam was set up as a way to monitor activity, but it became quite popular, and the founder of a Korean animal welfare group has said that she's seen an increase in people wanting to adopt cats since the feed went live. The live stream is tough to access outside of South Korea, but there are plenty of highlights on YouTube. One University of South Carolina livestream is focused on some creatures who are not quite so cuddly. Set up in a science lab, the feed monitors the activities of a large group of Madagascar hissing cockroaches. Cockroaches. They can weigh up to a quarter pound, grow as large as mice, and yes, they actually hiss at you when irritated. Biologist Tim Massot set up the cam as a joke way back in 1994, when webcams were still cutting-edge technology. As one of the first animal cams in the country, it quickly picked up traffic and remains remarkably popular, getting up to 10,000 views per day. University students are free to come by and visit the critters and even handle them, but most would probably agree that the best way to view a giant mass of quarter-pound cockroaches is remotely. The bubble cam was set up by a Florida couple named Andy and Mike, and it is exactly what it sounds like. The webcam is trained on a high-volume bubble machine in the couple's garden, and pressing the website's Bubbles button causes it to do its thing. According to the site's FAQ, the bubble machine was a Halloween decoration that Mike rigged to a remote control to keep it from running out of bubble fluid too fast. Andy wondered if it would be possible to operate it from the internet, and the bubble cam was born. It's been in operation for over 15 years and still logs over 200 visitors per day. The site's statistic page keeps a running record of the number of times each user activates the bubbles by date, and also how many bubble activations took place during each hour of each day, all the way back to 2001. Some live streams are about as exciting as watching grass grow, but only one gives you the real deal. The stream's operator, known only as Mr. Grass, keeps an immaculate front lawn and wants the whole world to know about it. He's had a webcam trained on his yard for over 10 years, day and night, which can actually be a bit more interesting than it sounds. For one thing, Mr. Grass is known to break out some insane lawn decorations for such occasions as Halloween, Christmas, and the opening of baseball season. He's apparently a pretty big Colorado Rockies fan. For another, the Grass family children often help Dad with the yard work, giving longtime viewers an opportunity to literally watch them grow along with the grass. Fans can leave a message on the Grass blog, which features appropriate comments such as, "I think it's grass," and "This is more interesting than the lecture I'm in right now." For those who would like a more interactive but equally weird experience, look no further than DriveMeInsane.com. According to the FAQ, the site began in the late 90s as a home automation project that went completely off the rails. The stream operator began by connecting his doorbell to the internet via his website, then a lamp in his living room. He soon added the ability to control an RC car, started adding more lamps, and then a switch to control music. Around this time, a radio station heard about the website and brought the operator on the air. When the DJ asked, "What is this, DriveMeInsane.com?" he knew he had found the perfect domain name. The website gets anywhere from 2,000 to 10,000 visitors daily, and the operator is constantly retiring old controllable devices and adding new ones. Every time a device is remotely operated, for example turning on a lamp, its insanity meter on the home page goes slightly up. There's even an LED matrix sign that users can display personal messages on. Giving 10,000 strangers control of your house certainly seems like a good way to drive yourself nuts, but the guy has got to be used to it by now. The webcam has been in operation since 1997. The Big Texan Steak Ranch in Amarillo, Texas has a long-standing tradition. Legend has it that in 1962, a group of cowboys gathered at the restaurant for a contest to see who could eat the most one-pound steaks in an hour. The eventual winner shocked the competition by putting away his first two in 10 minutes, then again by requesting sides with his next two. By the end of the hour, he had downed 4.5 pounds of steak, a shrimp cocktail, a baked potato, a salad, and a dinner roll. And this is the gastronomic obstacle course patrons must complete to win the 72-ounce steak challenge. Each event is live streamed on the restaurant's website, and they usually take place once every few days or so. The website's Hall of Fame lists hundreds of patrons who have successfully completed the challenge, going all the way back to 1965, including a former player for the New Orleans Saints, who demolished the enormous meal on 3 separate occasions. Truly fine whiskey takes a long time to mature. Nobody knows this like the master distillers at the Bruichladdich Distillery in Scotland, where they make what they claim is the world's strongest whiskey. Called X4, it is 184 proof, 92% pure alcohol by volume, and it must age in a special cask for 10 years. One batch has been maturing since 2008, and whiskey connoisseurs and those with way too much time on their hands have been able to watch it do so in real time on the distillery's live stream. The site's homepage is sarcastic in the extreme, promising users untold excitement and encouraging them to stay logged in 24 hours a day to avoid missing anything, as the webcam overlooks a plain, unmoving cask. For the humor impaired, the site adds even more confusion with a Smell Whiskey Online button, promising to let users download the aroma from inside the cask if they simply fill out a form promising that they are of legal age, and stating that they won't sue if they become impaired or hungover. Another Scottish webcam feed comes from a familiar location. It overlooks Loch Ness, which for hundreds of years has been thought to be the home of unknown monsters that live in its murky depths. No hard evidence has ever been found, and the many photographs that have been taken are either inconclusive or have been proven to be hoaxes. But for over 15 years, this webcam has kept a close eye on one portion of the enormous lake 24 hours a day. The stream's operator, Mikko Takala, is very enthusiastic about the reality of the Loch Ness monster, and believes firmly that it is a plesiosaur, an aquatic reptile that has been extinct since the Jurassic period. Of course, the feed has a snapshot button in case a viewer happens to spot Nessie. And there's even a second feed that keeps an eye on the bay near Ukehart Castle, an area where she's made many appearances over the years. So far, neither feed has managed to capture anything, but if Takala is to be believed, it's only a matter of time. A live stream that watches over a light bulb might sound about as exciting as watching whiskey mature, but the Centennial Light live stream isn't concerned with just any old bulb. The fixture in question was installed in a California firehouse in 1901. With a few exceptions, it has shown continuously ever since, for an incredible 116 years. Known as a Shelby bulb, it features a different design from the one we're all familiar with, which is probably a big factor in its longevity. The 60-watt bulb has shown at only 4 watts for much of its life, and it's switched off as infrequently frequently as possible because turning light bulbs on and off puts stress on the filament and causes them to burn out sooner. It's been moved only once in 1976 with a full police escort to a different firehouse in Pasadena, where it remains to this day. While there are a few known light bulbs that have been in operation almost as long, including one in a Texas opera house that has burned since 1908, the Centennial bulb has been confirmed by Guinness to be the oldest light bulb still in use, and it's also the only one with its own live stream. The website Real Life Cam has a simple premise. Consenting groups of people are given webcams to set up in every room of their house and stream their entire lives 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you've ever wanted to be a fly on the wall while random strangers cook, clean, and go about their daily lives, this bizarre site makes it possible. Of course, some of the activities captured on these cams are decidedly not safe for work, which is obviously part of the appeal for some users. But for the most part, the site's participants are seen hanging out, watching TV, using their computers, probably the exact kinds of things you'll be doing while watching. It seems the internet may have finally come full circle.
Girl Liza coming at you, because it's my second channel, guys. I'm here with my friend Quentin. Say hi, Quentin.
Hi, Quentin.
So, since Quentin is here, you know today we're going to be doing some bonding. We're going to be doing a bunch of different activities using only our bows. Our elbows.
Is that like bow in Spanish? Elbow. 50 Shades of Grey. Who? Wow. High five. Hey, oh, nice.
Now that we've bonded, friend, now it's time to do a bunch of things using just our bows.
First challenge, we have spraying easy cheese.
Whoops.
This is not easy cheese. This is hard. Next, we have twist-off bottles that we're going to open.
You can do it. I've seen you take a lot of things off. You can take this off, too.
It's not working. We're going to try using
this bottle cap opener.
Oh. Yes, Queen! Yeah! I just peeked. High five! Yeah!
Our next task is to, we're not sponsored by that,
is to open up this canister.
Come on, take it off. Take it off.
That's what I told you 2 nights ago. Do it.